Hello, everyone. So, today we're going to be continuing our talk on writing modules, our own modules to be particular. And um, as we've noticed, when we write these modules, they're basically other Python programs. They all end in .py. So, maybe you might be thinking, well, is there a way to kind of run these individual programs as like a single program instead of as modules? Um, and the answer is yes. Now, we're going to explore something like normally when we write code, we just type a bunch of stuff, and hit the run button and it compiles it and then runs all the program and like that's that. But there's another way to do it, and it's by using the command line or an IDE or the shell. There's a couple different names for it. But we can sort of use the shell to run programs directly instead of having it imported into like this main file that we've been doing. So the first thing we're going to talk about is basically a tool Python defines for us, which specifies code that we only want to have run or used when whatever module we're working with is run directly as opposed to imported. So let's make a new module. I'm going to call it echo.py. And I'm just going to put the following in there. Print quote double underscore name double underscore is comma and then double underscore name double underscore. Now next thing we're gonna do is like if I run it right now, it doesn't print out anything. So what we have to do on this website at least is say Control Shift P, and sometimes like unfortunately that's also the command to open a print thing, but if you do it right, it will open up this little box here and you type open shell, and we see this new little window pop up over here. So this acts as the Python shell, and now I can run files sort of directly from it. And the way to do that is I'm going to say Python echo.py. And then it just runs that. It's pretending basically that this echo file is the main file and runs this single file as if it were the main file. So our output is my name is and then main, because it is basically assuming that this echo.py is the main file. So it creates a variable called name with the double underscores next to it, and its value is equal to main with double underscores. Okay? So its name is main. Now, how about instead of running this module directly, we import it over to the main Python program. So I'm going to import echo and then run it, and we see if we run it as an imported file, it says my name is and then echo, because now what happens is it recognizes it as we are importing a file to the main file instead of echo itself being the main file like we did previously. So when we import it, the program recognizes this is no longer the main method, or not the main method, the main program. It's just a module, and it knows to not call it main. It calls it by its typed out name that we called it echo. Okay. So now we're going to just demonstrate this concept further and create another file called import echo.py. And all this is going to do, all this file is going to do is it's going to import echo and then print out after import double underscore name double underscore is, and then put our comma on the outside of the quotes, double underscore name double underscore comma quote, and echo dot name, well, echo dot double underscore name double underscore is, comma on the outside, echo dot double underscore name double underscore. Okay. So it said that what this file is doing is importing echo. It's importing basically this print statement. It says after import, the double underscore name is equal to whatever it is, and then echo dot double underscore name is, and then echo dot double underscore the name variable. So all right, so let's just run it from the command line. So we say python import echo.py, and now our output is name is echo, because the first thing it does is it imports the echo file. So it imports echo, then prints out after import double underscore name is main. So this is saying after we have imported echo, once we're done doing that, that's that first line of output here, the name, the double underscore name variable is main, because we're running import echo as the main program, and echo dot double underscore name is echo. So what this is saying go to echo dot underscore name underscore is saying go to echo the module and run the dot and print out the dot name variable basically. And as we could see, like, you know, we know it's echo from the first output, but it's just kind of stating it again. Now if we were to run it, like, you know, import echo in the main file, we would get name is echo. Okay, so nothing really changed there, because again, the first thing it does is imports the echo, and so it prints my name is echo. And then it says after we import, name is import echo, because now it's no longer the main file. The name is defined as import echo, the file that's a part of, and echo.name is still echo. So if we run it through this program as an imported module, it's no longer main or double underscore main double underscore, it's just the name of its module. Okay. So that is basically a way to demonstrate sort of the the two different main ways we can sort of run these files. We can run them directly or as imported modules indirectly. And one last thing, I'm going to have a file called the main example.py. It's going to contain this following thing. If double underscore name double underscore equals double underscore main double underscore. So we're making an if statement now. If the name of the current file is main. Print out, I am the main program. And then else, we're going to print out another module is importing me. So, whenever I work with this main example.py file, it's got two outcomes. If the name is main with the double underscores, then it must be the main program. Else, it's being imported from another module. So, let's run this directly from the shell. So Python main example.py. And since we're running the program directly from the shell as the main program, it prints out I'm the main program, since its name is definitely equal to main. However, if I go over and I import the main example and run it as an imported module, it correctly states that another module is importing me. So this is sort of a way, it's kind of like a standard way, this kind of setup is a standard way to differentiate code based on whether we're running a file as the main program versus as an imported module. So there's some circumstances where, you'll need a bit of code if it's the main program, and you might not need a section of code if it's just being imported for some other use. And that's what the purpose of this is, to sort of, if we're importing a bunch of different files, but we don't need all of the code when we're importing it, this is a way to sort of selectively use code depending on the file's status, if it's the main file or if it's being imported. So in the next video, we will see an example of how this works in more sort of practical program example.